Let's take a look at your little extramarital escapade, Julie. Let's list all the things a cheating wife says when she gets caught, shall we? There's the ever-popular, "I didn't mean or intend to hurt you." Yeah, sure, how do you think I'll feel when I find out? Next we have, "You did nothing to cause this." Really? Something must have gone wrong since you're running around spreading your legs in front of some guy. Now we're getting to the point where, "He doesn't mean anything to me, it's just sex." As if that should fix everything. It may only be sex. But it's sex with someone other than your husband. Okay, the main ending is, "I love you and only you, plus I'll do anything to make it up to you so we can continue our life together." First of all, I don't believe you love me, damn it. You don't do what you should do to someone you love. Second, do you really think you can do or say anything that will make me forget that you're nothing but a lying, backstabbing whore? Is that what you think? Have we covered all the bullshit excuses in the Cheating Wives Manual? Or maybe it's a cheating manual for cheating wenches? I'm guessing the second chapter of the manual tells you how to turn this around on me. Make it my fault. I didn't pay enough attention to you, or I spent too much time at work, or my business trips left you alone too often. But wait, none of those things happen in our case. My winning the lottery means neither of us has to work. With the exception of your trips to the spa, gym, or shopping, we're together almost all day. Maybe I spend too much time golfing, or playing ball too much, or fishing too often. That's the reason you're fucking some other man. No way, because I don't do any of that shit. All I do is take you on expensive vacations and treat you like a queen. That's it for this chapter. Is there anything I missed? I haven't had a chance to study the manual. I just looked through it, so I may have missed something. Is there anything you'd like to add? No. Well, let me make my point. There is no excuse for you becoming an adulteress. Other than being raped or drugged, there is no excuse for what you did. Were you raped or drugged? I'll take your silence as a no. You majored in journalism, so let's look at 5 aspects for our little news story. You remember, of course, who, when, where, what, and why. Let's consider them in turn. Who? I don't care and I don't want to know. If I knew, I'd be in jail for assault or possibly murder. When and where can we put together? When was last night and where was in the motel room, at least this time? I don't know other times or other places, though I'm sure there were several. What? I think we both know what exactly was in your little novel, don't we? And finally, why? Perhaps the excuses in this guide explain it all. The great thing about why is that I don't care. I don't care why you had sex with an asshole or it was assholes. It's enough that you did. How did I find out about it? It wasn't rocket science. Example. There were weekly 4-hour trips to the spa. When you got home, the only difference was that it looked like you had just showed. Your hair wasn't styled, your nails were the same as they were when you left, and you were overly tense, hardly post-massage. Your workout clothes weren't sweaty or even badly wrinkled after 2 hours at the gym twice a week. Then there were the birth control pills. I accidentally found your stash in the back of your closet. What are birth control pills for? I had a vasectomy before we were married because you didn't want to have kids and you didn't like using rubber bands. The only logical conclusion was that you had a lover or lovers on the side. Everything else was just a matter of following you and observing your actions. You weren't the sharpest tool in the shed as far as covering your tracks was concerned. My first reaction, the first thing I wanted to do when I entered the motel room was to physically hurt you both. I wanted to beat the hell out of that asshole's head and slap you. But I stopped myself, thank God. If I'd started with him, I'm not sure I would have been able to stop. It'd be too much if I had to go to jail for that asshole. You were never in danger. I'd never hit a woman. But, hell, I was tempted. Kicking his ass and slapping you would have hurt you both, at least physically. But it wouldn't have hurt you the way it's hurting me right now. So here's the deal. Pack up your stuff and leave. Get out before I forget that I don't hit women. Don't call me, don't leave messages. Don't text me or try to see me. Lose my phone number, forget where I live, and forget you ever knew me. There will be no talking, no marriage counselors trying to justify why you acted like a cheater and help me get over it. No discussions or therapy to help me forgive you because I can't and won't. The divorce laws in this state are as big a piece of shit as you are. We don't have no-fault divorce, so no matter which partner screws up or how badly, they still get half of everything. There are several states where I could sue you for breach of contract. I wish we lived in one of them. Oh, I could sue your asshole lover, but he worked as a salesman. He hasn't worked in the last year. I assume that's how long you spent my money on him so he could get used to the lifestyle he wanted to lead. You'll get your share of everything in the divorce. Maybe that's what you wanted all along. I really don't mind if you get half of my money. I'll still have more than I'll ever be able to spend. What's pouring salt on the wound, what's freezing, is that you're going to get paid for ripping my heart out. Isn't that some bullshit? I wish there was some way to hurt you as badly as you hurt me. I wish I had some magic wand or phrase I could use to make you feel like the pile of shit you are. All I can think of is this. If you really love me like you say you do, your punishment is that you can't be with me. You can spend my money, but you'll grow old without me. Every time you go somewhere new and exciting or see something new, you'll realize that we could have enjoyed the trip and the adventure together. It probably won't bother you, but I like to think it will. I have to think that way. It's a defense mechanism. I'll tell you what will bother you. When your actions are publicized, and they will be publicized, I'll make sure of it, your reputation will precede you. No man in his right mind will want anything to do with you. There'll be plenty of men who will want to make you their personal prostitute, but no one will want a real relationship because of your track record. You'll have to go through life alone or with men who only want to use your body or my money. One last thing. I wouldn't count on dealing with that piece of shit you slept with. Apparently, he was involved in an altercation with a guy and got his ass kicked. During the ass-kicking, he was told that if he was in town the next day, it would happen again, and again, and again, until he left or until he died. You do realize this little town isn't big enough for the two of us, right? How do I know that? You remember a friend of mine, an ex-convict? Well, I told him my story. Apparently, he told the story to a friend, who told it to a friend, who told it to a friend, who told it to another friend, and the last friend was so upset he talked to your lover. That piece of shit left town yesterday. I guess he didn't think you were worth fighting for. Anyway, he couldn't hold you with a broken arm. By the way, I was playing poker with some friends when all this happened. I'm done talking. Like I said, pack up your stuff and leave. I'll be back in a couple hours, and you'd better go. Don't take anything but your clothes and jewelry. Your car stays here. You can call a cab or someone for transportation. Anything you leave behind will be donated to the Salvation Army or something. I'm warning you, Julie. Nothing in this house better be missing except your personal belongings. You wouldn't want me to tell another story to my friend, the ex-convict. It was about 3 hours before I got home. Most of Julie's clothes were gone. A few pairs of jeans and cheaper items remained. Her jewelry box was gone, as was most of her makeup. I will miss her, not the current lying, cheating cheater, but I will miss the person she was. She was a beautiful, sexy, strongly built blonde who liked to hover over me. We had a good time together, and the sex was outstanding. Sometimes she embarrassed me, but she really made me feel good. I decided that my friend Jack Daniels and I needed to have a heart-to-heart talk. As I poured my first drink, I looked ahead. I'm not going to roll over and die, and I'm not going to do anything stupid like turn into a drunk, but I'm going to wallow for a while. Pouring another glass, I took a sip, then decided to pour the rest of the bourbon down the sink. No need to move there, I thought, and then said out loud, "Life goes on."